is up, you guys? It's your boy Eric Reacts here, aka Eric Morales. Well, today we're gonna be reacting to 10 sessions of the Ouija board. So yeah, it's gonna be a really scary video. And well, yeah, yesterday I reacted to K-pop, the band or group BTS. Not today. That's the video called. Well, yeah, it was a really good video, really good dancers and all that. Go check it out. It's in my channel. So yeah, if you're new here, subscribe for daily content, and if you're not new, you know what to do, and give it a like. And yeah, let's get right to it. Chills.
Number 10, High-Tech Ghost. If you can summon spirits using a homemade Ouija board, then it stands to reason that a digital version would work just as well.
Version of the Ouija
this
board?
is what happened to an 18-year-old girl from Lima, Peru when she used a Ouija board app on her smartphone. After using the app with her friends to ask just a few questions, Patricia Keyspace somehow managed to summon a spirit that apparently followed her home. Soon after playing with the board, her parents noticed that she started to throw violent tantrums and foam at the mouth.
Según testigos, ella presentó una aparente posesión
But what are the
satánica
dogs gonna do? They're
luego
gonna
de
do
jugar
anything.
a la Ouija.
They're just gonna hold her back, dude. But they need a priest.
Her voice changed too. It became strained and evil as she thrashed about in her restraints. The poor girl often shouted the same phrases over and over again. She would repeat the number 6 3 times in a row, and she would also tell doctors to give her back her phone, presumably so that she could get back on the Ouija app and cause further damage.
Damn.
She was taken to a psychiatric ward to be further examined. Whether she regained her senses or remains internally possessed is the mystery. Number 9, The Summoning. 4 girls are about to witness the power of the Ouija
They even
board
put candles just to be
firsthand.
extra.
The video begins just as they are receiving an answer to their final question, and they are now ready to end the session. They start to move the cup in a circle 3 times to clear the board, but whatever they have summoned is not exactly ready to leave quite yet.
Okay. Oh my god!
See, kids, this is what happens when you play the Ouija board.
Are you okay?
Just before the girls can cast the spirit back into its own dimension, it desperately leaps inside one of them and takes control. Then the possession ends as quickly as it began. They all rush in, and one of the girls cradles her friends in her arms as she cries and trembles. They ask if she needs any water. Even though I'm not sure exactly what happened, I think it's safe to say that a glass of water probably isn't going to be enough to help her. Number 8, Stuffed Stare. As this footage from Mexico shows, humans are far from the only things that can potentially become possessed by summoned spirits. In this video, 3 friends are just hanging out together in a cramped room, trying to use a Ouija board to summon whatever spirits they can find. Suddenly, it looks like they attract some supernatural attention. You can't hear any sound, but you can tell things are starting to get interesting by the way they all lean forward and wait for the next answer. The room appears to grow very hot for a moment, and the man in the center rubs some sweat from his brow. As he does this, a white stuffed bear above him springs to life. It appears to look down at the 3 of them, and it especially seems to regard the person on the left the most. The man on the left eventually looks up, and the 2 lock eyes. He immediately starts to point out the possessed bear to his friends, but when his friends look up to see what he's talking about, the bear stops moving. It looks like they get in a small argument for a moment as the man tries to convince his friends that he isn't making up a story and that he really did see the bear move. One of them picks up the bear and examines it. It doesn't do anything, so they all sit down with the Ouija board and start over again. When they start to ask another question with the Ouija board, the stuffed toy begins to look around some more. This time it makes no attempt to hide itself as they all turn around and watch in horror. They all jump up from their seats and run out of the room,
like, oh,
so terrified that none of them even think to take the camera with them. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like as it really helps me out.
Give it a like.
Number 7, Homemade Possessions. You don't need to buy an official Ouija board if you want to contact the dead. G-Money Gaming and his friend decided to do it themselves using a Ouija board that they made with a piece of paper and a plastic pointer. Little did they know how effective their design would turn out to be. G-Money begins asking if there are any spirits in the room with them, and he immediately gets a positive response. When he asks how many spirits there are, the answer is 2. By this point, G-Money and his friend are sufficiently scared but they decide to keep going anyway. G-Money bravely asks the spirits what their names are, and he gets a dreadful response: Zozo and Mama. These two spirits are famous for haunting Ouija board users throughout the world, and they are even rumored to possibly be demons with strong ties to Satan.
Zozo. Zozo. Oh my god, dude.
What's that?
What the heck was that? We need to end the session right now.
The Ouija board starts to spell Zozo over and over again in rapid succession, and then something is knocked over from deeper within the house. The two friends know that they have to end the session fast before anything bad can happen, so G-Money quickly moves the pointer over to goodbye. Just when this happens, the pointer slides away as if something had grabbed it. As they back out of the room, the entire board flies at them, and they launch into a full sprint. Number 6,
That's
Lisa.
scary.
A man and a woman manage to successfully summon a female spirit while a third person films. Lisa the spirit spells Lisa.
Did you push that?
I did not push that.
Seriously, none of you guys push that over to the X like that.
Not at
No.
all.
You guys doing something underneath the table?
No.
No.
That looked like it moved all on its own.
After this, the pointer dashes
How would
to
they
the
move it?
letter
They had their
X
two
on its
hands
own.
on the top.
Neither one of them appear to have pushed the pointer to the letter X. It seems to have moved there completely on its own. The cameraman checks under the table for magnets, but he doesn't find any, and there doesn't look to be any strings. There's a quick cut in the video, so unfortunately we can't exactly hear the next question that they asked. Either way, the pointer circles a bit and lands on yes, and then it darts on its own back to the mysterious letter X for a second time. If this video is to be believed, then why did the spirit repeatedly choose the letter X? Perhaps it could have meant that it was an ex-lover, or on the other hand, the letter X could even represent her death. Exactly what
Her
Lisa
death.
wanted will never be known. They understandably backed away from the board after the second time that the pointer moved on its own. However, it doesn't look like they properly ended the ceremony, so perhaps Lisa will be back for a second visit after all. Number 5, did you die in the house? Number 5, contact. Prue continues to experience a high concentration of Ouija board possessions, this time in the city of High-End. Blanca Giovanna is only 16 years old when she and her other friends began to use the board for fun. Like so many others, she is not aware of the board's true danger, and she is swallowed by evil for her ignorance. It's unclear how many times Blanca and her friends used the board to summon demons before she was finally overtaken by one. Maybe she became possessed after using the board just once. Or perhaps it took days of repeated attempts before a demon found its way from the board into her soul.
Fernando, ven a mí. Fernando. Llegaste a mí, Fernando.
¿Quién es Fernanda?
Mi esposa.
Exactly how the demon got her is unknown, but in other Ouija board possession cases, it's usually either from taunting the spirit or failing to banish them back to their realm at the end of the ceremony. What we do know is that this began a minor possession which soon grew out of control. Blanca went from being a carefree teenager to a violent maniac in just a matter of days. Her behavior became so aggressive that her family eventually could no longer deal with her. They had her committed for a lack of a better idea.
She's
While in
sitting
her
in the
possessed
window.
form, Blanca continued to amaze and scare psychiatric
It's
workers to no
creepy.
end. Her evil antics even began to draw a crowd of curious locals and news reporters, who all agree that she had seen the face of Satan when she wasn't trying to attack
Damn.
them outright. She was shouting mysterious satanic phrases and wailing terribly.
Fernando, ven a mí. Fernando. Llegaste a mí, Fernando.
Like her family, the psychiatric ward eventually ran out of ideas and settled on chaining her to the wall to protect her from others. The demon stayed inside her body for at least 21 days. This was in 2011, and while locals may not know what has happened, no follow-up reports have ever left the city. This lack of information has led many to speculate that perhaps Blanca had to either been exiled or even killed so that the rest of the town could be saved.
Wow. I keep forgetting to end the video, guys. I don't know why. Right when I'm doing the reaction, I don't know why I keep forgetting, but yeah. But I had to tell you guys something. Like, I don't know if you guys want me to react to the whole video because like two long videos. Like that one was long. That was like the original was just like 18 minutes. But like I don't want to make my video like long, so like I shortened the video out and I ended it at 5. So like if you guys want to see the whole like like the whole video. Like the link's gonna be down in the description. But like the thing I want to tell you guys, like if you guys want me to react to the whole video, like tell me in the comments, or like if you guys want me to shorten out the video, like tell me in the comments too. But like, I don't know, but I just shortened it out because so it wouldn't be a long video. So yeah, that's all I had to tell you guys. And yeah, so subscribe, like the video, and if you're new here, subscribe for daily content. And yeah, see you in the next one, guys.